Guys, let's talk about the best feature on firmware 1.2.3. So what has this added? So it's added the ability to control the orientation of the aircraft. What does that mean? Well, you can get shots like this. So this is brilliant because it's like having two pilots in one. So what you want to do is, it's all about the return to home. So have your return to home altitude fairly low. You need to be making sure that there isn't any massive obstacles on the direction between you and the drone which could crash into. So make sure you're doing it in quite an open space, or plan where you're going to be doing this from. So I'm going to be just flying straight up this shoreline. I'll just turn these grid lines off so you can see a better image. I'm going to fly continually straight in a straight line up here, and then I'm going to come back and then show you how this works. But once you've mastered this, it's going to make your cinematic experience with this drone so much better and easier, to be honest. Just be careful because there's no position sensors on this drone, but I'll talk you through it and just show you what to do, and it's really dead easy how to set this up, and I've used it quite a few times already, but I'm going to go into detail now of how to do it. So I'm going to click on the return to home button here, and then I'm going to click it on the screen. You can do it on the remote as well, but I just like to do it on the screen. Then as it's coming back like this now, this is what it will automatically do. I'm just going to start that 4K recording, and then you'll see now the height. It then will go to your set altitude height for the return to home. So just get the controller, left stick, push to the left hand side like I'm doing now. You have full control of the movement of that drone. You can press it to the left, you can push it to the right, you can also increase that altitude, you can change the gimbal wheel, and it will give you amazing cinematic shots like this whilst the drone is still flying back to you. So as it's coming back to me now, I've just got that left stick and I'm just pushing it more to the left hand side. You want to do really slow movements, don't overdo it, and then you'll get really nice smooth looking shots like this I'm doing now. Pretty good, eh? It's such a simple technique to do and it looks brilliant. I've got an ND filter on today. It is really bright today, so I've only got an ND8 on. When I started it wasn't that bad, but make sure you've got an ND filter and it's going to make it a lot easier for you. You're going to get that nice motion blur and the image isn't blown out as much as it would be in these conditions without an ND filter on. So by coming back to me there, I've been able to push the drone to the left hand side, getting a really nice view of that shoreline, and then tilt it back to me in a really nice cinematic movement, all whilst the drone is automatically coming back to me. So let's just try this from the other side now. So I'm going to fly right up here now, so we're about 500 meters away, quick return to home again. It will then start flying back to me, and then all I'm going to do once again is just on that controller stick, I'm now going to push the right stick to the right hand side. I'm not all the way this time, and then whilst I'm flying I'm actually decreasing altitude, so I'm bringing it a little bit lower so I'm getting a bit of a better perspective, quite a low to the ground shot, and you can see it just looks absolutely brilliant. And I can still continue tilting it to the right hand side or to the left. I can increase it or decrease it if I want. What a great shot this looks like. I think this, along with the nice zoom we've got on this drone, is some of the best features, and this is probably one of my favourite. I never used return to home before unless I really needed to, but now I'm using it all the time just to get cinematic shots like this. It's so easy to do, so I want you to all become return to home cinematic experts after watching this. But let's go and try out a couple of different angles now, and I'll show you some more techniques. So we're going to fly out to the sea now. Again, with this ND filter on, it just looks really nice, cinematic, some nice motion blur, and it's not blown out. So ND filters in the nice weather we're having at the moment is 100% needed. So return to home, click on again. I'm going to actually change that return to home altitude to a little bit lower now, around about 20 meters. Click on return to home. So now it won't increase because that's the height I'm already at. So it's just going to come back to me now. You can see now flying direct into that sunlight. I've only got an ND8 and I wish I'd put a 16 or a 32 on, but as it's coming back now, again with that controller stick, I can then move it to the left or to the right. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a full circular pan on the way back. So again, keeping the movements really smooth, but pushing that stick to the left hand side ever so slightly, you can control that drone all the way to the left hand side in a circular movement like this. You really like that. But oh no, that was so good. I can't believe this feature. I love it more than quick shots now. Quick shots are brilliant and they're having good fun with them, and you can try them out and you get some good shots, but they're a bit samey after you're doing the same ones over and over again. So have fun and do different shots with your drone and you'll love it. There is nothing this Mini 2 can't do now. It's absolutely amazing, aside from actually active track. But apart from that, it's brilliant. Let's go and just try this again. We're going to go over to this shell now. It's called Mary's shell, and we're going to fly back really low. I've not really mentioned about the signal today, but you can just tell that height. We're only 40 meters in the air, and that signal is a remarkable, no dropouts, nothing. Just look at the pictures you're going to get. This is again in really bright daylight. And it'd look even better if this person brought the right ND filter, but an ND8 is the best we're going to get today. So let's go back on to return to home. We're going to come back and then I'm going to decrease the altitude as we come back. So we're going to set off again, and just as before, as we start flying back, and then going to push that controller stick to the left hand side, and whilst decreasing it this time, so we're getting really nice and low, we're going to get that sand and the parts of the promenade, and then going to tilt the gimbal wheel also as I come back as well. So you can do multiple movements like this without having to worry about bringing your drone back to you as well, because it's automatically doing it. So you're going to get amazing great shots like this. Again, I can control it to the left and to the right. The only time you want to be careful with this is if it's really windy, because that yaw on the drone or roll is going to be really over the top by having to counteract the wind. But conditions like this today, it's perfect. So I hope you learned something today, and that's another trick up your sleeve to be able to go and show off to your friends and just be amazing them with great footage that you can get with this drone. For a £419 drone, it's just incredible. You get the signal, you get the confidence to fly, but you also get great features like this built into it as well. So go and have fun with it, and I hope you learned something today. If you did, a like and subscribe, it will be excellent. If you're new around here, I'm just going to finish by wearing that battery out in sports mode, doing some low-level flying. So this is also good fun if you're in an area where you can fly it fast and low. Make sure there's no people about. But I hope you enjoyed it today, guys. I love this feature. I love this drone, as you can tell. I'd love to know in the comments what your favorite feature is on this drone, or what's the best thing that you've picked up from these videos and you've gone out and tried and mastered. Just let me know. It'd be really interesting. It's good to see you all feeding back, and I hope you're loving this drone, loving the new weather we're getting. Go out and fly a lot more often now. So go and have fun. Take care. Have a brilliant weekend. I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.